Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Straight Talks on Supply Chain. I am your host Sudeshna Dikshit. In this episode, we are yet again joined in by Nivesh Chaudhary and Robin Vermet. Nivesh is the co-founder of ASCELA with over 15 years of experience in management consulting across various infrastructure subsectors with a primary focus on ports, maritime, logistics, shipping and supply chain. Our second guest today is Robin Vermat. He's a self-made entrepreneur and is the founder of RV Consulting. He has almost 2 decades of experience in the supply chain and logistic industry and has been in the region for more than a decade now. A warm welcome to you both again. Today we discuss about future of logistics with a focus on transformation landscape driven by rapid technological advancements. Let us dive right in. In our previous episodes, we covered technological advancements, innovations, and how warehousing industry have evolved and changed logistics operations. Now we delve into the future of logistics. When we talk about future, we will hear mention about the Industry 4.0, which is also known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution. As I'm sure you all will be knowing about it, the technological advancement, especially in the sector of manufacturing and industrial segment. So the question comes directly to you, Nivesh, this time. So while the world is abuzz with the word industrial revolution, industry 4.0, as we call it, so do you think this would have an impact on the cargo operations, how it has changed?
Thank you,
How it would
Sudeshna.
change, rather?
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for having me here, first of all. Now, coming to your questions, yes, it has already started impacting. Now, it's not the matter of when it will come, it's already there. When we say the technological intervention in the supply chain, it has been there for decades. So, in some format, technology has always been there. Now is technology something has started impacting the operation at a much larger scale. We are living in the world of automation. We are living in the world of IoT, robotics. Now, more and more technology we start introducing, lesser is the manual focus. So the technology is now replacing the human intervention. Technology is now getting into more of automation, and it's more of a process-oriented thing which we are looking at now. What was there earlier was a transformation from mechanization to automation. This is something which we had seen in the last decade, but what we are going to see in the few years to come is more to focus on automation, which is already there, but the advancements are there. It's never going to be a kind of end of the story here. We are lot many things which are coming in. Blockchain is there. IoT has already started lot many ways started connecting the world. Now, when we look at logistics, it's not only the warehousing, it's not only the trucking, it's not only the shipping or the air cargo, it's everything. So the integration is something which the world is looking at, and I think that is going to drive the industry going forward.
I think you made a very valid point here. The integration is the key because it is not only about technological advancements, but this advancements needs to be aligned with the business requirement. So herein where the integration comes into place. From that perspective, Robin, I think you would be very interested in answering this question on robotics and automation in warehousing. So what is your perception on that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having. Well, what I do think is that we are moving into a logistics 4.0 or the industrial 4.0, however you want to call it. But it is definitely a advanced situation that we are going into. So the logistics, warehousing, and the surround modes of transport have all been evolved into either digital or being robotics, right? So the robotics has now a key factor in many warehouses, being it here locally or globally. But you see that also in the transportation, right? So in the transportation, we are going now to EVs, for example. So that is also a change that I've seen, where a change of mode has been playing a factor, and it's a thing for the logistic 4.0, right? So the EVs and bringing the automation and the robotics, it's all the new era of logistics, where I see a driven vector very much moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, because that is what is in to stay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very well said, Robin. If I may ask both of you the question, if you have to strike a balance, we have come from an era wherein we practice orthodox supply chain, wherein there has been a manual intervention. And now, not only post COVID, it has started before COVID also, but it has matured more after the pandemic, the technological advancements, correct? And its integration, as you rightly mentioned, in real life operation in supply chain. So, if given a choice, what do you prefer, Nivesh? A completely automated industry, or do you think human intelligence or human intervention would make a difference? And you
Interesting.
want
Yeah.
a balance, you want to strike a
So
balance.
people may tend to disagree with me, but if I were to make a choice, I will like to strike a balance between technology and human intervention. So I will not like to have the human out of the play,
Yeah.
because human is something which the technology cannot replace. Human can replace technology, but technology cannot replace human. So we are talking about the supply chain, it's very important that we look at the balance between these two. Of course, technology will support us, will help us, and in lot many sense, the technology has helped us in automation. Robotics is something which now is a new normal. And Robin will also tend to agree with me that this has helped the warehousing and the processes in a lot many sense. But in my personal view, if I may say that, I would like to have a balance. I will not like to take out human out of the logistic operation. I'll still like to maintain the balance.
Yeah, I have a human touch still involved
Yeah.
in certain businesses. No, I agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very important.
I think I would not ask you separately because we
No.
all agree to this point that yes, artificial intelligence would still remain artificial to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, your human mind's application, you can't just go blind on your mind and you just work. There is some human capabilities,
Yeah.
intelligence, which is still required in the industry.
Yeah, and I think also a part of only that. Sorry to just add, but I think if I speak for myself, I also would like to have still human interaction, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
when you have an order or you do a booking or whatever, I
Yeah.
still would like to have a human interaction than rather being it all fully
of
robotics,
course.
right? AI driven. You have also the side of the compassion part that can play
Absolutely. Very
factor.
well. Very well.
Now
said.
I'm sure that in the nearer future, robots will also have maybe compassion somehow,
Programmed.
some programmed or whatever. But
Right, right.
maybe we will not experience that. But for me, it is still
Yeah.
a factor that still would like to see when I speak with people.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
For to give you an example, if there is a pharma package and if there is a wrong barcoding, a human will know that this is a pharma.
Yeah.
This has to be temperature sensitive.
Yeah.
A robot will not know that because he will only read the tag. So yeah, both mix is very, very important. The balance is important.
Absolutely. From our personal experience, be it logistics or any other industry, especially we face it during our interaction with the banking industry, wherein it's a Herculean task for us to reach to a human voice, wherein something that we really are looking for. It's not, you cannot always program the question. Sometimes,
Yeah.
I think Robin, you
I
will
agree,
agree
I
with
agree.
me. It's a,
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's back in India also. I mean, all over the globe, I think it's the same thing.
absolutely.
So, absolutely, I think we can't replace that. Yeah, absolutely. Now, technology, when we come into advancements, when we talk about technology, we generally are talking about AI, robotics, IoT. So, what is next? What do you see next? Like, do you see that technology is just limited into this, or what is next in the line?
So future is unpredictable in this sense, I would say. Now, I would like to take you back, I would say 2 decades back when mobile phones were just in hand. That point in time, we thought we have come from landline to mobile. This is something, it's a achievement. We have reached the peak. Now, what next can come? We have something in our hand or in our pocket to talk to people. But from there to where we are right now, things have come to a different direction. We have moved in a different direction. Now we don't need a device anymore. We have different ways to communicate. So the point I'm trying to convey is that there is no end. There are a lot many things to explore, and we don't know what future lies in terms of technology. Like 2 decades back, we were not aware that where the shape of mobile phone is going to be, where this will lead us to. So blockchain is already here, IoT, robotic, AI. lot many things are already there. So it appears that there is nothing much we can do now. We have reached that limit. But no, in my view, we are still evolving. A lot many things we can do. I don't know what we can do, but yes, there are a lot many things we can still achieve.
Mm. Yeah.
According to you, Robin, what is it? Do you think that we have already reached the limit of
No, no,
technology,
no,
or there is
no.
something more to explore in?
No, you see now already that like the ports are going into autonomous, right? So there's a lot of autonomous units are handling the containers. DP World is doing it. I think in Abu Dhabi they're doing it as well. It's massive in Europe. So that's also a great thing, and I think that will evolve more and more. And I don't think, as you say rightly, that we are at the end of evolving. And there will be more to come, and you see now that as well the drones doing the deliveries in rural areas. We are doing it. I think they are doing it in Abu Dhabi quite often. I think in Dubai they have done it as well. On the healthcare sector, they have doing it for drone delivery. So all that is evolving, and I do think in a certain time of period when the certain aspects of law has been approved and also has created, because that is also a factor that plays for this. Drones will be definitely
Yeah.
going forward. You know that is definitely a thing with the autonomous vehicles and the autonomous cars on the highway, either being it on the port area or on the highway here. That is definitely a way forward. Yeah.
Absolutely excellent perspective that you touched upon drones, the EVs. Yeah, you mentioned about blockchain. So basically, that's where I would have come. Like emerging technologies, how do you think that would have an impact in the logistics segment?
So the one good thing which has happened in blockchain, and because of blockchain, I would say, is that the because in supply chain, data is very critical. Data is crucial, and the data security is also very important.
Absolutely.
Now, when we are communicating with ports, we are communicating with logistics centers, with customers, with 3PLs, it's very important to have everything in one platform first of all, and then also to secure that network. Now, blockchain gives you a very good flexibility in that sense, that there is a sense of security, sense of a new technology is there, and this is, I think, going to lead the way, because the problem with the data is that who owns the data, who looks at the criticality of data, is very sensitive in nature in lot many cases. So that is something which the problem is typically in lot many senses is can be resolved with blockchain. So there are a lot many things to be looked at, because there is adaptation of this kind of technology has to be very, very wide range. You cannot have one port connected with some technology and the other port receiving end is not connected, then the system will not work. The entire stages of the supply chain would have to be connected. If it doesn't, then there is no chain. So the wider acceptability is something which now we have to work on, but otherwise, yes, this is going to be the way the industry will function in a next decade.
Yeah, absolutely. Because blockchain is something uh, like, we are in a data-driven times. Like and especially in supply chain, integrity is a very important
Yeah.
thing. So the data needs to be protected. There should be transparency. You cannot tamper with data, especially from the start till the end. So I see a lot of applications being developed, a lot of movements being developed on this technology, and it does make a difference, and it is making a difference. And I see there has been a lot of endeavor taken from the governmental perspective also, including Dubai. So yeah, it's an interesting move. So Robin, you have something to add on to it, to the latest technology. Do you have any further insights to it?
No. I think that not so much. It's good what all you said. I think there's also a interesting factor is which is called twin data. No, twin data. If I remember it correctly, which is basically you duplicating the data that you're having, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, which is also a thing that is in the senses of IoT and blockchain. So twin data is definitely a thing that is also quite a lot happening.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's where blockchain comes into picture,
No,
because nobody can tamper with it.
Yeah.
It is
no.
immutable. So absolutely, a good point make. Now we'll just want to shift our gears a little bit to the regional side. Coming to the region, there has been a lot of infrastructural development that has been taking place in KSA. So, Nivish, coming to you, so what do you see the impact of these changes on the economy?
Yeah. So the question is about impact on KSA or impact in the region?
Hey, the infrastructure development
Yeah.
in Saudi Arabia, what do you think, how the industry would
Yeah.
respond to it? What has been
Right.
the changes in the
Yeah.
industry on that?
No, it's a very interesting thing to learn that yes, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has very, I would not call it ambitious, because these are the plans which definitely can be delivered, and the way they are being planned and executed. Of course, we will like to see them in the light, the light of the day. One thing which is very important to understand, and what is of my personal interest, is the way the infrastructure is being planned in KSA. Most of the projects are greenfield in nature, so the planning is the key, and that is where the focus has been right now. The planning at very detail, the not only in terms of the how the resources would have to be brought in, the sustainability, the long term implication, the ripple effect, the ecosystem is what the government is looking at, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is looking at. And when I call ecosystem, so when we call ecosystem, like if you suppose you develop a port in a city or in a specific coast. Now, having a port itself will not function. You need to have a system in place. You need to have the industry supporting the port. You need to have the roads or rail connecting to the industry to the port. You need to have airport to have the air cargo, to take the air cargo in and out. Now, that is something which is being planned in the kingdom. And this is very interesting to know that when we are talking about new projects like NEOM, the Oxygon, the other things which are being developed, there is a holistic approach, and that is very interesting. And I'm sure, and the way I look forward to it, that this development would lead the way other region or other countries will come up, and they will start developing a much larger, or maybe in the scale, I would not say larger, but yeah, larger in the terms of the coverage. I look forward to see how things will span out in maybe in years to come, or in this decade. So
So basically, this ambitious plan in the infrastructural developments would have an impact on the industry overall. It does.
certainly yes,
Yeah.
certainly yes, because this will, the way the success of kingdom projects will show the way the things can be delivered in certain way. And this is something, of course, someone can call it ambitious, someone can call it over ambitious, but yes, to me, even if we are able to deliver half of it, this is a big thing.
How about you, Robin? What are your perspectives on this?
Um, well, I agree. It's an ambitious plan what KBZ is doing. Also, the size of Jeddah and as well as the Dammam, I see both port authorities are investing a lot in building their terminals in a bigger capacity, which is a good thing, which is also in line with Vision 2030. And then around the projects, like you greatly touched on, NEOM, Hexagon, there's lots of going on. The Red Sea is doing many projects in Jeddah. There are many companies that are based here in the region, as in the UAE region, that would like to open either in Saudi Arabia, being it in Riyadh, being it in Jeddah. So there is a huge potential going on right now in Saudi Arabia, and the plans are very ambitious, but as you said, for sure achievable. And if it is 50% achievable for the 2030, it's already a good thing.
Yeah.
It's already a good thing.
Great. Uh, so, Nivesh, you just mentioned that the infrastructural developments that is happening in the kingdom would have an impact on the economies of the other country. So, do you see any ripple effect?
I would see it both ways. Now, it's not only that kingdom is going to lead the way. In lot many cases, other countries in this region, Dubai, for instance, Dubai Jebel Ali port is shown the world how a container can be stacked in a stack format. Now, box pay which they are developing is a successful case now, and they are trying to replicate in the other ports. Now, this is something which is now going to transform the way the container is handled at the port, because when we look at the port, the efficiency is measured by the yard space. Now, when you are able to manage that, you can, there is no limit then, that you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Great points, Nivesh. Thank you for sharing this. Now, Robin, if I come to leveraging of technology, especially in the perspective of KSA, do you think that it is being optimally utilized, especially in terms of V2V communication, tracking, to fortify the supply chain security and to facilitate the security of the transportation of goods? Because we understand there's a lot of things that happens. So how do you think that this technology is being optimally leveraged in the kingdom?
Not yet. I think there's yeah, just being honest, not yet. There's a long way to go for the kingdom. How they will do it, I think by help of the surrounding countries, by expatriates that they will look into to build up that. The e-commerce it's a booming business in Saudi Arabia. First mile delivery, last mile delivery, it is all a booming business, but until now it has not created the right buzz that it has, for example, here in the UAE. It has a buzz, but it needs to be delivered in the right way. So there's still lots to do in that sense. It will eventually come with the right tools and with the right solutions, but it will take a little bit of time.
That's a very interesting perspective. Yes, it would take time, but definitely there are a lot of opportunities and
Yes,
scope
there
to
are.
leverage upon.
That I'm not denying that there are many opportunities. There are many opportunities, but it will take a little bit of time. Yeah.
So we come to the end of this session of the podcast, and thank you so much, Nivesh and Robin, again for joining me today. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. Hope our listeners too had a great insight. And in case they want to get in touch with you, they can do so by visiting your LinkedIn profile. We will share the LinkedIn link in the episode description. And until then, this is Sudeshna Dikshit signing off. Stay tuned for more such thought-provoking conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.